Come on, get up here. Am I rolling? Here, buddy. Come here. Come on. Bruno. Get down. Come here. We gotta be on camera, bud. We gotta look appropriate. Show him your teeth. Bruno. Some of you may be wondering why it looks like I'm possibly in a hotel room. Welcome to Biff's YouTube channel. You're blocking the camera view, bud. So anyway, we're up here in near Wytheville, Virginia, where my rock mine is. We're setting a new coarse washer, aggregate washer with the crane today. You'll see some of that footage. But anyway, I'm not in my normal spot in front of my machines. Got a lot to talk about today. I brought Bruno because I felt like Bruno wanted to come. Anyway, so made a trip out to Sonoma this weekend. Wine country, of course, can't miss that. Got to spend some quality time with my niece and her husband. Played a little golf. We stayed at the Silverado Resort out there in Napa. Really nice place. I'd highly recommend it. Golfing was amazing. And the weather, I don't know how in the hell California has the weather they do, but it is spectacular. A little bit windy, but I'm not complaining. Drank some wine, Brazilian steakhouse, all you can eat meat. Oh my God, don't do that. I'm on a diet. I'm getting in the car in a month to race out in Connecticut, Lime Rock. Race of Champions coming up. Don't miss it. What a great race, a great couple days of racing. I've been there, done that. I've been running third and ended up winning. I've been leading, running out of gas. I've been all of that stuff. But anyway, what I want to say is I thought that was really good racing out in Sonoma. I think they did a fantastic job with the racetrack. Got to chat with Kyle Larson and some of the guys before the race. Ross Chastain. Of course, Ross Chastain and Kyle Busch had a little incident on the white flag lap. Looks like, you can't make excuses, right? You look at the in-car camera or the shot they used, and you could see Ross Chastain's car wheel hopping. And look, it's from, you drove it in too far. And the brakes are hot. You're trying to catch the guy, and you're trying to make the pass. You drive it in too deep, and you got to push on the brake pedal harder. And what happens? The back brakes, the back tires start hopping, and the car starts spinning out. And look, if Kyle wouldn't have been there, I know that was Bruno. I know that wasn't the case. Obviously, he would have spun out. I mean, he'd have just spun out. And the old saying, 8 tires are better than 4 and all that. In any event, Kyle ended up, getting the worst into that deal. And then what about, I said, nobody ever runs out of gas anymore. They got all this technology, all this stuff. And now 2 weeks in a row, basically the leader has run out of gas. And Martin Truex, well, obviously wasn't leading, but very possibly could have been. Runs out of gas coming to the stripe. So what a shout out to the Roush Fenway cars again. Chris Buescher leading the back half of that race. And talk about a strategy. Talk about some kahunas. The strategy that Kyle Larson's team had to run 13 laps longer. If the caution, you got to understand, if the caution would have come out, Kyle Larson was dead. He's not going to win that race. He probably won't even, he might struggle to finish in the top 10, top 5, because everybody had made their pit stops. They're not coming back. And if the caution comes out, then you got to pit. You start the back. So for those guys to go 13 laps, that was a bold move. Then come in and get fresh tires and run down the leaders, not believe the execution on that. And the thing is sometimes you got to take gambles. And it doesn't look like it from the outside, but that was a huge gamble on their part to win that race. It wasn't, some long shot, obviously, because he had a very fast car, but still what they did put themselves, out there for something to happen. And there was a lot of cautions. New racetracks, new pavement, I should say. That's going to happen. You don't know where the edge is. New pavement is not forgiving. The tire will slip. Once the tire starts to slip, it's over. It has a lot of grip. It has more grip until it doesn't have grip. So you got a whole lot of grip And if that thing starts to slide or chatter, it's over. You're wrecking. A lot of guys, got side by side, tires will break loose or chatter, and bang, they're wrecking. So big news about Stewart-Haas Racing closing its doors after the 2024 season. I know this has been well oiled. Everybody's talked about it, but I guess my 2 cents is it takes a tremendous amount to run these race teams, especially the size and scale of this race organization. They've won championships. They've done all these things. I'm not saying they've done everything they want to and now they're going to ride off into the sunset. But when you have other interests and you have accomplished a lot of things that you've wanted to accomplish, won races and championships and whatnot, and, the particular climate, maybe it's sponsors, maybe, I heard what they said. It's about people. It's about sponsorship. It's so hard to run these organizations and win races and be competitive. And no one wants to be there just to be there. Everybody wants to be there to win. That's it. There's nothing else. And that doesn't mean you quit when the times are tough. That's certainly not what I don't believe what's the case is. But it's challenging when, sponsorships are, hard to come by. And some of your big drivers, Kevin Harvick going in the broadcast booth and new drivers coming in, it's a little bit harder to get the money you need with an unproven driver maybe stepping into a seat. So that could be a challenge. And if you're not at the top of the game at that particular moment, now you're maybe have a little bit less funding and you're trying to catch up to some teams that are a bit better. You're trying to get a new guy or a guy with less experience up to speed. And maybe it was a combination of all those things. But certainly, I'm not throwing stones at anyone. That they're going to go own way at the end of the season. I'm sure there'll be some other stuff resurface. I've been hearing in the rumor mill. I think their plan is to keep their Xfinity team running at Stewart-Haas, so we'll see what transpires there. Probably one of the coolest things this weekend when we were in that Turn 11 suite is who walks in the door? Lots of celebrities, lots of different people, but Richard Petty walks in the door. And it's like, who could not recognize Richard Petty? And I'm still in awe when the man walks into a room, walks through the door with his cowboy hat, sunglasses on, his black jeans. I mean, it's so cool. I stood there and shot the shit with him, and we're looking at the racetrack, and he signed some die-cast cars for my son. We did some photos with him. I felt like a race fan again. But anyway, it was spectacular to see. I love that he comes to these races and supports NASCAR, supports his teams, and just still loves, eats, breathes, sleeps this sport of NASCAR. I want to say I do the same, but he is a hardcore man, and I love it. I absolutely love it. A lot of people are asking about the landing craft. We got the thing in the water, sea trialed it. Go check out the video. It was pretty choppy out, I don't want to say 3 to 4s, but might have been 4 in there every once in a while, but 3-foot seas. It was blowing a little bit. The thing worked perfect. A lot of people are asking, what am I doing with the landing craft? Well, that is something that we're going to talk about soon. So stay tuned. Big thing coming about what are we doing with the landing craft. I would have loved to have taken it out on the 80th anniversary of D-Day. My schedule didn't work out with that, and we actually sea trialed it about a week before that or so. I'm excited about the projects coming up with the landing craft. So stay tuned for that, and lots of other cool stuff coming.